and that, and that. And it looks like preparing to custom stream. Yes, I love
Hello,
it.
everyone.
All right. Great to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday, April 6th, first Saturday of April 2024, and we are ready to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be. Uh, where it is now, where you are watching, because you could be somewhere else. You could be watching the recorded version of this. Doesn't matter. You are watching us right now, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. It is Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. And we're going to get started in just a moment. The point behind Ask Me Anything is you get to ask Robert any question. Okay, so make sure you got your questions all ready to go, like Bill Shoemaker and Coach Bob. They have their hands raised. Very simple to do. Now, you can ask Robert directly, like they will, by being here on Zoom with us. And that's very simple to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen if you're on Zoom. Look at the bottom of your screen and look for a button that says reactions. Click on the reactions button and then click on raise hand, and that will notify us that you have a question or a share that you would like to share with Robert. The other way to do that is also, if you don't, by the way, if you don't see the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, look for the more button with the three dots. Click on that, then click on reactions, then click on raise hand, and that's how you do it. That's how you can share live with Robert. Or you can go ahead and ask the question, and we will ask it on your behalf by posting it either in the YouTube chat or the Zoom chat. Very simple. That's how we do AMA Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. A couple of quick things again before we get started. Thank you to everybody who's promoting the channel. We are at 7,090 subscribers. I don't know. Could we try to get 7,100 by the end of the weekend? I know it's
Yeah.
possible. Share the links and let's do that. And we thank you all very much for joining us. If you want to join our exclusive communities, we have two of those. We have the Inner Circle and Imaginators, and both are go into a little more depth, pardon me, with Robert and the community. Very simple to do. Go to roberthollis.com/join. Or if you're watching on YouTube, there is a join button at the very bottom of this video. Go ahead and click on that button, and then you'll be taken to a sign up page and go from there. It's a great community. We all support everybody. It's a great way to help get yourself to the next level. And speaking of the communities, we've got two new members to each one of the communities I want to shout out to. Helen Apostolidis is a new Imaginator, and Dr. Magags, who I think is Dr. Magagula, maybe registering again. He is a new member of the Inner Circle. So, welcome both of you to our exclusive communities. And one final thing before we give it over to Robert to get started. I always like to quote, especially Robert, when he posts some of his great, great daily memes. This one, definitely. I think the most beautiful thing in the world is watching the light come on in someone's eyes after they've been lost in the dark for so long. And speaking from experience and watching Robert do that with people on stage and in the audience, OMG. It is awesome. Time to time to let awesome out even more. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the amazing Robert.
Oh my God, Craig, you blew out your microphone again. So it's like it blew it out. All we seen was it looks like you're yelling and but thank you very much to hostess with the mostest. Thank you so much, Craig. And I see my son is hanging out in the background. And thank each and every one of you for jumping on here. This is something I love giving back. This is what I do. I get connected with people that you help me with my imagination, and I use that imagination to really, really put myself in a place that I'm still pinching myself on the lifestyle and the stuff that I have. My wife and I last night went and picked up my youngest son, Kyle, from the airport, and he just decided, I'm going to go to Japan and by myself, and I'm going to spend 21 days there. How many of you have decided to just, travel 24 hours to the other part of the world and just spend 21 days all by yourself checking out a new world? Um, yeah, that's imagination. You know what I mean? And so, also today is my oldest son. He's 42, Robert Hollis Jr. It's his birthday today, and seeing all the wonderful stuff that he's doing in his life as well. And of course, we know the stuff that Matt is doing, for those of you that are plugged into the Imaginator. So, my really cool thing is, when you really, really, really go out of your way to not only imagine, but lead by example of what you imagine. And so, don't you guys find it interesting that I had to get a new passport because they couldn't put any more pages in it? So every time you go to another, country, they put stamps on your passport. And to think that I've traveled to so many countries so many times that there wasn't any places in my passport to put any more stamps. Um, so, I still haven't been to Antarctica, you know what I mean? But it's the six continents and all these incredible countries that I've been to. And it's crazy today when you talk about imagination, because there's a small group of people that we never ever hear from. These are just people that are just, I don't know, doing the best they can with the little wisdom that they have. That's all I can say, struggling. And when all of them heard that Kyle went to Japan, it is really, truly amazing to see all of those people reach out to us today and go, did Kyle make it home? Did he make it home safe? And these are people that we don't hear from for years. But why do you think they would reach out to us to see if Kyle got back home? Because unfortunately, a lot of people's imagination is not in the right place, and they'll never leave where the hell they are. Still to this day, places that Terry and I have lived. And it's like, I would never move there. Yeah, you would probably never do anything with your life that's going to be, looked at as above average. So isn't it funny? I would never do that. I would never travel. I would never ever go there. You know what I mean? It's like I'm still running into people when they hear where I go. And they're like, never, never would I go there. And then they ask me how it is. And I go, locals understand where they live. How many people know that if I showed up in your city, you would tell me places that I shouldn't probably go? Would you guys agree? Uh, and you think that's not like that in other countries? Just a thought. So when everyone heard, oh my God, I'm going to Colombia, you know, and people go, man, I just heard it's so awful there. I I met and got to dine and got to know and meet some of the most incredible, wonderful people in Colombia. And there's this very unique thing that happens to me. I find these amazing, loving, caring people that want to do best for them and their family in every country I've ever visited. Now, I guess I could go there and not educate myself and go to bad areas and have bad things happen. But I also know that about LA. I also know that about New York. Apparently, in New York, you can just walk down the street and get sucker punched. You know what I mean? And everybody's going about, well, what about those countries? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. But if you allow your imagination to stop you from visiting the world, to help and assist in other people's imagination, I just want to challenge you because I love having my sons and the people that I know with all kinds of different passport stamps in their deal, right? So I know that, Mexico and Cabo, there's some places that you shouldn't probably go in Cabo. I just know that this resort that you could have a chance to get the company to pay some of it or all of it. Uh, yeah, I bet you they protect us everywhere I go. In some of the scariest places in the world, the locals know how to handle the people. And I'll just give you one example. You know the best way to protect yourself from uh I'm trying to think of the words. The cartel, you know how to make sure that the cartel doesn't do anything to you? Pay them. People don't even know you could do that. So you reach out to the cartel and you go, I'd like to have no problems there. What could I pay you to not have any problems? Um, we'll actually escort you around for $2,500. I'm like, deal. So now everyone's scared of me because everywhere I go in Colombia, they go, that guy's walking around with cartel members. Some of you I know just took your mind and you went to the wrong place. You're just like, how do you connect with the cartel? With people that are connected in that community. That's how you do it. And the other people don't like having imagination, right? The way that you protect yourself is to just take the time to find out what the game is. Right, connected. Thank you, Peter and Linda. Is so the only thing that's holding you back is the lack of imagination. And I don't know if some of you guys seen this, but I really get blessed to train on other trainings. I did a training, I think, a month ago for the Savvy group with Jefferson Santos. And today I did a training with Davis Galcetti, Dr. Dana McGrady, and those guys. And it's funny because when you jump on that, there seems to be, there's only two things that are happening right now. Even either there's a raise in consciousness about the word imagination, or some other people are eavesdropping in on my videos. Hey, and both are okay. Both are okay. And so, again, if you can plug into our Imaginator group, you're gonna, there's this phrase that I know that's a fact. You become who you hang around. And if you hang around a bunch of other imaginators that are they're going to go out there and help millions of people, that's hard to stop when you got a whole group of people doing that. And so I believe in each and every one of you, and I believe that you can do this. And I'm going to turn it over to the Master of Ceremonies, Craig Jackman, and we'll get some answers to some questions. So again, like Craig said, nothing off limits. You can ask me about anything, about anything. I'll do my best to answer the question. And if I don't know, I'm going to be very unique. I'm going to just tell you I don't know. So my goal is not to be impressive and see if I can't make up some shit on the fly. I'm just going to tell you, hey, I've never done that. I don't know that. So, Craig, take it away.
All right. Welcome again, everybody. Thank you so much, Robert. Love that opening, and I hope everybody watches it again because there's some great nuggets in there. All right, so hands raised. We got 4 people whose hands are up. I'm going to call on them in reverse order right now. Debra Grady, James Saunders, Bill Shoemaker. So you guys are on deck. But first, the gentleman who is going to start us all off. Yeah, I haven't mentioned your name yet. There's a reason because I'm calling on Coach Bob. Go ahead, unmute yourself, sir, and please share with us.
Oh, happy Saturday. Hi, Craig, Matt, Robert. Happy birthday to Robert Jr. And is Kyle back home now?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Oh,
picked him up last night.
oh, great. Hey, did you get some good stories?
Yeah, he told us quite a few of them. He is, uh, he just, again, I don't know the phrase. Some of you know the phrase. But there truly isn't anything in the world that can open up your mind, your heart, your soul, than traveling. You just don't know that you don't know. And so I'm so proud of him. I even let him know that I used Chat GPT to find out how many people are solo travelers international. And I think the number was 12%. So it was that way for me to remind my son that he found a way again through video games, but now he found, traveling by himself and checking out a country that most people would never go to. He's already in the top 12% of people.
Oh, yeah. And he's thinking out of the box, right? I mean, he's not staying in that box, and which is great. And we would love to have an interview with him if he would do that with you. We'd love to hear about it. I don't know about everybody else, but I sure would.
Thank you. Thank you. I will bring that up.
Ask him.
That would be funny. I think, his brothers
Yeah,
are
that
here,
would be funny.
Matthew, and
I
it's
think
like,
that would be
man, can
fun.
you imagine having
Of
Kyle
course.
on a webinar, Matt?
I mean, I feel like everybody knows him as just like the ghost, because like he really does have like a lot of his own goals and dreams and stuff, so that don't really connect with what we're doing here, at least not yet. So yeah, no, I don't know. I think he would be great, obviously. Like I love him a lot. I'm glad he's home.
Well, this
But
this is what's changed his mind, right? I don't know how many of you have ever even thought of traveling internationally.
Uh,
We're talking sometimes 19 to 24 hours on one plane.
I mean,
Just let that sink in. And so my son's like, hey, I'm young. There's nothing wrong with it. And I said to him, I said, so what would you do different? And he goes, man, when you walk through that big door on that airplane and you get to peek in of the little suites that are in the front of that airplane, where they get to lay down and sleep in there. And he's going like, man, those things are like $13,000 for a trip.
wow.
And I just looked at him and I smiled and he goes, I know. And it's like, that's the only way I fly. You know what I mean? And he's like, dang. And see, this is the first time, and Matt knows him really well. It's his brother. And he's like in his mind going, I'm definitely going to travel more. If I could have changed anything, I would like to be in one of those seats. And that's one of these things that you experience luxury one time and it turns into a necessity.
Right.
It's like, it's bizarre. So everybody's going, I'm not wasting my money. First class. What if I paid for it? Would you give the seat away? That's how we mind F ourselves, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I would never do that. What if I paid? Well, then maybe it's like, so now guess what? When he gets rested up from his travels and stuff, and he starts figuring out if he's going to go back to Japan or, he's like, I got it. I got it. And the very first thing he said to me is he goes, so when can we take Hannah and Matthew and mom? And I go, why would you be interested in taking us as a tour guide? He goes, absolutely. So now I'm going to work out things where, we as a Hollis family can figure out what countries we want to go see. And I'm going to see if Kyle would be interested in flying there first with the company helping them out to scout it out so that he can be our tour guide when he goes.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And then you do all these videos on it. I
Yeah.
would do all kinds of stuff on there, right? I mean, because people are interested.
Yeah, one of the very first posts I got, if you guys seen it, was the orphans that I support in India and Jamaica. And Matthew or Angel, I don't know what one posted, but they're like, hey, when you're gonna come see the orphans in India, you need to fly out here. And I said, yeah, I gotta do that. And so it's interesting when you really listen to people and you can get them to imagine, and then you sort of work out ways to make that imagination happen. And so, my son really hasn't been interested in earning income, but I bet you he's going to try to figure out how to get an extra 13 grand for one of those suites. I don't know if you guys want to dream. I know there's some people that just won't do it. But if you can go on some of these airlines and see a video of what they do in first class, yeah. And here's the deal. The second that you think that you're not worthy or deserving of that, shame on you. Just shame on you. So it was fun for me to take Matt and Kyle and of course Robert Hollis Jr. and some of the places that we've been together. My oldest son, he was building the business with me, in 2006, 7, 8, all the way up to 12. And so we've been to the Philippines, we've been to China, we've been to Malaysia, we've been to what was that one? I don't know, like 4 or 5 countries in Asia. And then we've been to
Was it Singapore?
Yeah, thank you.
And Thailand, right?
Yeah. Oh, Thailand. And then all of a sudden, it's like I went on a 10-country tour and 10 days and spoke in front of 1 million live people. So that was Peru and El Salvador and Ecuador and Bolivia and Argentina and Panama, Mexico, and
Wow.
yeah. And I know that you guys know this already, but love is an international language. Imagination is an international language, and mucho dinero. So for those that speak Spanish, I tell people I know 4 words in Spanish: loco gringo, mucho dinero. And yeah, it's fun. So, crazy white guy, lots of money. You know what I mean? And that's what I say, don't I, Craig?
Absolutely.
So what was your question, Bob?
So here's my question for today. That sounded great. So what my question is your normal day. I just, if you could go through your kind of normal day, just the most important points through that you can do, that something I could pick up from, so I could help my day go, be better.
I know that Craig, he's so resourceful. He's looking for, my ritual. It's amazing when you guys imagine also creating words that mean a lot to you. So there's people out there that say, what are your 3 words? And blessed and highly favored.
Right.
I don't think anyone's really caught on, but those are my words
Right.
that I say all the time. Then I added deeply loved to it. But even the word ritual, I spell it RICH-AUL. So if you went on YouTube, I'll go more in depth than I will here. But the number one thing when you get up is, of course, also preparing yourself before you go to sleep. And there's a number of meditations that I listen to. One is usually Abraham Hicks or Bob Proctor, before I go to sleep. They're usually like 20 minutes. And I instantly go to sleep. I got that plugged in my head. And then it always wakes me up when it stops. It's amazing. And then I change tracks, and then I listen to an 8-hour audio meditation all night. Would anybody want to guess when I wake up? When the music stops. I don't know that I do. I just, because it's not playing. Now, when I get up, of course, I do the stuff that most people do, go to the bathroom, do whatever.
Right.
And then immediately, I'm in, we got a big picture window in our bedroom, and I get on my knees in front of that. And man, I start just doing nothing but just gratitude after gratitude after gratitude of all the things that I'm so blessed to have. And then I just ask for help and guidance and luck, and to have the words to say to those that have ears to hear. And then I'm immediately during the morning, before I do anything, is after that, I get up, get a cup of coffee, and come down, have Dex and Leo, our big Goldens, jump all over me, going bananas, and then give Terry a kiss. And then I sit in my massage chair with my laptop. And now it's time for me to plug into something personal development wise. And I'm like, just today, do you guys, I don't, never ever heard of, who is it, Craig?
Oh, Neville Goddard?
Never ever heard of him. But my wife goes, oh, I got that. So Damon Coleman brought it up. It was the power of awareness. And Terry got a book that was only about this thick, and I guess it's all 14 of his books in one book. So know nothing about this guy, but I seen a glimpse on one of his Amazon audios that 1905. Wow, I don't know if that's when he was born or when he first published. I don't know anything about him, but again, here's some new stuff for me. You know what I mean? And so I just love that Damon Coleman was on that training, and he asked the question,
Right.
now that I'm reading this book, what is the number one thing that you need to do? And I've watched Damon speak probably 40 times. And I didn't mean to do this, but I stole the fame from Peter, and he said that he left me a message, him and Linda, and they were laughing their asses off that Peter was with one hand trying to type in imagination and post it, and I beat him to it. So sorry, Peter. And I did that because I didn't really know the answer, because I'd never read any of his books. But for then Damon to say that, imagination. So imagine if you said to somebody, tell me what your recent imagination is. You would get the same response as, well, I can help you get anything you want, Coach Bob. I just need to know what you want. And when you hear people tell you that they don't really know what they want, it's not by accident that the words that come out of their mouth is, I feel lost. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do. If you don't know what you want, if you have no imagination of your future, Of course you're stuck. It's like it'd be pulling up to somebody and you see them on the side of the road. And you pull over and you go, is everything okay? Well, not really. Why? You got a flat? Something wrong with the truck? What is it? No, I just realized that I don't know where I'm going. Oh, that happens to a majority of people on the planet. Where are you going? Don't know. I don't know how to help you. How would you help someone figure out how to find where they wanted to go if they didn't know where they were going? And I just explained 97% of the world. And it's sad. But at one time in my life, I was very depressed and in a dark place, thinking about being here. And I just asked for help, and it showed up through a guy I met a couple times. And he says, listen, I found someone that, man, when you listen to their imagination, you're sort of like, come on. And my mentor was going, hey, listen, I'm going to help 1,000 people make $1 million. And I went, really? Yeah, I'm one. I'm one. Tell me what to do. And I still crack up to this day because if someone has evidence of what they've done for themselves and others, and they go, this is what you should be doing. I now know after 37 years, Coach Bob, that I am a frickin' weirdo. Because I would think with evidence that people would just go, yeah, show me. And you think of other things, right? You say you want to be a mixed martial artist. And so you decide to go to a gym, a dojo. And they go, what do you want to learn? I want to learn to be able to defend myself, take care of my family no matter where I am. Great. Well, this is the first thing you're going to do. Ain't going to do it. Nope. But that's exactly what people do in this industry. Exactly what they do. And the other thing that blows my mind that I don't get is that I call them up and I go, how's things going? Well, they're not going very well. And I go, why? And they go, well, I decided that I would listen to some people on the internet that said they were black belts. What? Well, I just don't trust myself. I don't believe in myself. I know I'm missing something. So what I'm going to do is do my best every day, all day, to search on the internet for people that have no evidence. And then I'm just going to do what they do. And then the further they go along that path, then they don't realize that they're doing a little bit from a lot of people that don't have evidence. And they just don't know how to go, this is a mess. I got no one duplicating in my group. And I go, so how many of those people that you have in your group, when they got started, did you get on a Zoom with them and help them with their imagination? None. Okay, I get it. I get it. That's okay. Because I didn't either at the beginning. I put them in front of a video of a person that did it for me. And I go, so how many people have you introduced me to? Ain't gonna do it. No, ain't gonna do it. You don't know where you want to go? No, can't help you. So your question was, once I got personal development in me, now my energy, now I'm plugged in, now I'm hardwired. And now I start doing posting and first thing I do is do birthday wishes. And then after birthday wishes, I respond to everyone's message that sent me a message overnight because I'm very blessed that 24 hours a day, you know.
Right.
I love when Ola had that aha moment. He's going, Robert, holy cow, in the middle of the night, you got people working in Europe. I do. And you want to hear how good tomorrow's going to be? What do you mean? I already have people working tomorrow. It's today for them.
Right.
But I already have people on the planet that's working for my tomorrow. I'm getting paid money in advance. I've never said that on any webinar. That's when you know people are clueless. Listen, I get paid 24 hours a day, but I have people working tomorrow for my income right now. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, because every time we look to communicate with Kyle, he was 15 hours ahead. You got to figure that out. So yeah, that's what I do. When I start doing where the complicated mind messes this up and the thinking messes this up, if people got up in the morning, got hardwired, then got inspired and was focused on their imagination, and they asked for guidance and the words to say to those that have ears to hear, yeah, that's what I would work on.
Okay.
See, is people want to know what to say, and I'm saying something different to everyone. Why would I do that? I don't know, because their DNA is different. So what people do is they share their own dreams, right?
Right.
And so I say to you, Coach Bob, listen, let me tell you why I'm doing MDC. Is right now I just love supporting orphans. And let me tell you why. I are one. And it gives me a lot of joy. And people are going like, I only have one charity right now. Really? Me. My life sucks. And I'm going, wow, I remember being there. I totally remember being there. To be brutally honest, I wasn't a giver until I had excess money. I'd like to say that I figured it out when I was broke. Didn't. Didn't. Bought the toys, bought things that I wanted, traveled the world, and then all of a sudden it's like, now what? Wow, I actually asked that question out loud. Now what? And then had Matthew and Angel call me and go, we seen you speak at an event. Is there any way we could buy you lunch? Yeah. Sat down, he told me his story about growing up in an orphanage and being one of the people that actually got to come to America to expand his education, graduated top in his class, and then went to work for Microsoft and hated every day of his life. So all he wanted to do, and he told this girl about it, Angel, that I just want to go help more children. Like, if no one helped me, I just want to go back to India, and my brother lives in Jamaica, and we just want to find the kids that no one cares about. And he said, so I decided to do that, and now we're struggling, but we're gonna pull it off. I said, tell me your imagination. And he says, like, right now, I want to build a school for 500 kids. We'll house them, make sure all their meals, all their clothes are taken care of, and then we'll also educate them, just like they did with me. I go, what would that cost? He threw out a figure. And I went, I'll do it. So now my imagination is a little bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's how you do it, Bob.
Good. It's just things you got to work on every day. You know, you get stuck in the whys. Why am I doing something? Because you just think of what you need to do today. You don't.
Yeah.
think of the whole picture.
That
You
is
know
a
what I mean,
habit.
Robert?
That is a habit and a ritual. It is.
Yeah.
So I get up people and say, yeah, it takes a mindset to listen to something before you go to bed. It does. I'm too tired. You're full of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever excuse you want to make not to change your life, just own it.
Right.
I respect people that are more like, Robert, the reason I don't listen to you and don't do what you tell me to do is because I'm stubborn and I'm lazy. I'm a procrastinator, and I have learned to get by day, week by week, year by year. And I've mastered that, man. I don't go much more in debt a year, but I owe more now than I ever have. And yeah, I'm so when my children ask me to do stuff, I'm too busy to do stuff with them because I got to focus on the struggle thing that I figured out. And all of a sudden when they want to do something or go someplace, then I tell them I can't afford it. And I should only have to do that for a few years. And the next thing I know, they're going to be fed up with this shit and they're just going to go find their own place to live and just repeat the cycle. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, but you got a lot of years left on this planet. I don't know. I don't know. I've been watching some shit on the news and I think the world's going to end. And if I just can make it past Monday, because that's the new one, the eclipse, it's going to take everything out. I That's got to be a ritual too, Coach Bob, is lying to yourself every freaking day. And then the stuff that you said that you heard for others don't come true. So now they just have to set another time.
Right.
And I tell people to do this, and sometimes it rocks them. I go on Google and put on date for the end of the earth. And it would take you months to read all the, I heard this is when it's going to happen. When you put 8 and 4 together and divide it by 11, the 11 looks just like the Twin Towers, and those went down. I'm like, holy crap. These guys got their own language on both sides.
Right.
Because when the election comes around, which seems to happen every 4 years, do you guys notice that the person that gets elected, the other side said, that's when we're going to lose everything? It's like, so this group of people, every 4 years,
Right.
oh my God, if this guy gets in the office, we're done. We're going to lose our freedom. Where the country's going to go into a civil war. And I'm going like, man, what if it doesn't? So just for all the conspiracy people out there that keep lying to themselves, you go, yeah, but what if you're wrong, Robert? I guarantee you one thing. The days before this planet end, I know for a fact I was way more in joy and peace than you. And I actually did the things that the book said that if it happens, I'm okay. You're never going to be okay. What a way to think about it. So my mind's going, wow, I got to watch this, this eclipse on Monday. Well, me and my family already found out a place that we went in 2017 to watch it. And don't they always build it up? Like, well, that wasn't as good as this one's going to be. Okay, because I seen the one in 1979 too, and that was a total eclipse. And it just happened to be like 13 miles outside of Williston, North Dakota.
Oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? There's going to be another one in 2044. But why are they always talking about the only eclipses that happen in the United States? Like there's not a total eclipse anywhere else in the world? I never thought about that. Yeah, because you could find out where they are. And if it's across the ocean, you could be on a yacht right in the center of that eclipse as well. You don't have to wait 44 years. Okay. So.
Oh, thanks, Robert.
I love you, Coach
Love and
Bob.
appreciate you, man. And
you got this. By the way, I want to have a personal Zoom with you sometime next week.
oh, sure.
Okay, because let's work it out. Because I got a neat concept for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, sounds good, buddy.
You bet.
All right, have a nice weekend.
You too,
Matt, Craig.
Thank you so much, Coach Bob. By the way, Robert, just a little fun note that I found. According to nationaltoday.com, National End of the World Day comes up May 21st, 2024.
May 21st.
May 20. Well, here's the End
So
of the
if
World
it doesn't
Day.
happen on Monday, I got another day to worry about.
You got another day.
Oh my God.
This is kind of funny, and then we'll keep moving on because we got lots of people with their hands up.
You always share great stuff. Come on.
Thank you. End of the World Day on May 21st commemorates the day when the apocalypse was supposed to happen in 2011. So we've been waiting since 2011. In addition to whenever else others have proclaimed.
Yeah, don't forget the Mayan calendar, 2012.
That's right. That was 2012. You're right. Exactly, Matt.
Hey, you guys want to hear a funny joke? A dad joke. Ready? Okay. No one knows how the pyramids in Egypt were created. But why don't they ever talk about the pyramids in South America? No one ever asked who built them because everyone's seen the Latino work ethic and we know exactly how it was done. Because no one questions Latinos' work ethic. It's like, how did the Mayans get built? Those people are hard workers. They definitely pull that off. But if it's in Egypt, it's a mystery. So I just thought that was funny. That's the kind of things I think about.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. What would be wild is being one of these people that are the people that create conspiracy theories and lies on the internet, and knowing, just like a cult leader, that it really doesn't make a difference if you messed up the date of when the world was supposed to end or when the second coming's coming, because no one else is connected or hardwired. So they just need to ask you when the next date is. Isn't that crazy? It's supposed to happen on 2000, Y2K. And then the next day when everybody wake up, they go, oh my God, I wonder what that cult leader is going to say. And he's going, when I put the 4 divided by 8 was 11, it now was revealed to me that it was the 8 divided by 4. And people are like, oh my God, that's what it was. That's why it didn't happen on that day. Now we got the next day. It's like, have any one of you ever, this is a bold question, have any one of you ever got caught up in listening to someone's bullshit? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just as human as you guys are. Just a couple of seconds, he'll grab me. Me and Craig and Matt did a podcast yesterday that they're editing and going to throw up. And I remember my first computer, man. And I got hooked up to Outlook Express. Wasn't long. I got an email. And Bill Gates was going to give $3 to everyone that forwarded this email. And you guys know my work ethic. You know what I mean? I was calling people up. Hey, Peter, do you got an email address? Hey, Curtis, you got an email address? Why? Because we're done financially. We're done. I call people on my address book. ask him if they got an email, and forward this email. I mean, he owns Microsoft. He owns Outlook Express. This is a no-brainer. And like, you guys will laugh when you watch the podcast, because one person reached back out to me and went, Robert, you do know this is bullshit. This is a hoax. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're just trying to be a dream stealer. That's what you're doing. Now let me get off the damn phone with you so I can start forwarding more emails. You know what I mean? And I did have to apologize to some people, because they were reaching back out to me going, man, what's 57 times 3? I can't wait for Gates to send me I not only was excited, you guys might not know this, but I can get other people excited. Bill never sent me the damn check. That damn dude, man. So am I the only one that gets caught up on this? You're on social media. Oh my God, did you see so-and-so died? Posting it everywhere. Now they're still alive. Damn. What do I think that stuff is? It's just a reminder of our humility. That's all it is. You know, I started being confident with me knowing everything. And then I get caught up in something. So, Greg, back to you.
Okay. Now I've got, let's see, Tom Booth, Karen Owens, Debra Grady, James Saunders coming up, Bill Shoemaker, you're next. But first, I got to shout out, thank you to Jody Falcon. She donated to the Super Chat. Bless you, Jody. Thank you so very much. If you would like to donate to the Super Chat, and all the donations goes to charities that Robert supports, including the orphanages. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and click that $ where around the square at the bottom of the chat. Click on that and then follow the instructions, and all of that money will go to the charities that Robert supports. And Jody, once again, bless you and thank you so very much.
Craig, I got something coming up really quick.
Okay.
Put a flame or a 1 in the chat if you guys think I should go back doing a daily live.
Or since I've got everybody on the camera, raise your hand too. You can do that.
You think I should start doing a daily live? Because sometimes I listen to people and they might have evidence in the way that they're building their audience. I got to believe in what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go back to doing in lives again. So that's what I want to do. Any ideas that you guys have, any questions you'd like to cover, I'll start doing that Monday at 1 and 12 Pacific, right, Craig?
Exactly.
I'm going to start doing them again. Why? Because I want to.
And there you go. He's the imaginator in chief, and he is going to do it again because why? He wants to. There you go.
Thank you, Craig.
That should be a clue to everybody.
Do what you want to do. There you go.
Do what you want to do. Exactly. Isn't there a song that do what you want to do? Something like that. Anyways. All right. Let's move on. All right. Bill Shoemaker, thank you so much for your patience. You are next. Go ahead, unmute, please, and share with us.
Well, he needs no introduction. The facilitator of the AMA and the imaginators of the inner circle, Mr. Craig Jackman.
Bless you, my friend. Thank you.
And then we have the imaginators of all men, the men of all imaginators, Mr. Matthew and Robert Hollis. Oh, love it. I love it. I love it. So, wow, what an incredible training today, Robert.
Thank you.
So I drank this blue potion this morning, and something weird happened to me today. I'm trying to get, working on getting healthier. Well, look what happened.
Wow.
I'm the invisible man.
That
Crazy.
I want to congratulate you on being so transparent.
Imagination.
Your transparency, Bill, is just amazing.
So, Neville Goddard's, I've always been a fan of Neville Goddard, and I have all of his books, some on Kindle, some physically, but one jumped out at me today when Damon was talking about it, and it was this one.
Is that the one that he showed?
No, his was something awareness.
Power of Awareness was the
Power
one
of
he was
Awareness,
talking
which
about.
is a good one. But this one, Imagination Creates Reality.
Oh my God, Bill! Thanks
Right?
for bringing that up. I'm gonna read that one now instead of the other one first.
So anyway, I have a confession to make. I blew it. I had my direct deposit going into CoinZoom, and they notified me that something might happen, and I didn't change anything. And come the first of the month, I didn't have my weekly retirement check, which I used to pay for my Daily Choices brand books. So it's going to take a while for me to get that moving forward. So right now I'm can't even rub two nickels together. I've got to go out and drive poverty level delivering food in my clunker car to eat. But it's my fault,
Right.
my bad. But the funny thing is, I'm so freaking excited about what's going on with us and my daily choice is that I know everything's going to be cool. I mean,
It's gonna be fine.
I am so excited.
It's gonna be finer than frog hair.
Right. So no complaining from me, it's just like,
Oh.
wow, it just gets gooder and gooder. So thank you for all you do. What an incredible job you did today, as usual, everybody. And I was listening. I love Candace to death, but I'm listening to what she's saying. It's like, I ain't gonna do that. Nope, not doing that.
It's funny, isn't it?
I know what I am gonna do though.
I could have ended up like Candace if I ran into a mentor that taught me to do that.
Right.
Wow.
So it's an amazing
If I
future.
ran into a mentor that said, hey, you buy at wholesale, you sell at retail, you get everyone to buy the products from Venmo. It's like, what's the worst kind of success, Bill?
A little.
A little.
Have that, done that, been there.
So Candace learned from some other people in another company, and she made money. Not a little bit of money. She made money.
She makes a lot of money, but that's hard to duplicate.
Oh my God. Yeah. She got this plaque from doing it. Just no freedom, no duplication. It really hurts me that she's got to rebuild her group every year.
Every 420.
So true. So true. Well, thank you, Bill.
Thank you. I love you, man.
Love you too.
And the Imaginators.
Hey, Bill, just really quick. It was called Imagination Creates Reality.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I posted the links in
and
the
the
chat.
Power
to
of
go
Awareness.
Get that.
All of his books, by the way, I've got At Your Command, Out of This World, and here's one I think is really cool. Control Your Inner Conversations. Dino.
Wow.
Wow. And he does have a couple of collections. I can post that also in the chat too, as we move forward. All right. Speaking of moving forward, let's go ahead. And next up would be James Saunders. So let's see where. There you are, sir. Go ahead, unmute, please, and share with us. Welcome.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
I am blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, James?
I am highly favored, highly blessed, and deeply loved.
Proud of you, my brother. How can I serve you?
Basically, I want to give a quick shout out to Jerome Marshall. He's out of the hospital, as you know, Robert.
Yeah.
He says he's going to be back in the inner circle really quick.
All right.
Great news. Great news.
Furthermore, let me give a quick shout out to Bill Shoemaker because he actually tied into my question that I have for you.
Okay.
Because I was on that magnificent training that you did. Robert, you were amazing. I was on the training with Damon and Candace and the other gentlemen, and they were all fantastic. But I was thinking, the leaders having different methodologies than you, is it their imagination that enables them to grow and keep growing as all of them do? Do you doing your exact methodology? In other words, yet they have amassed much,
Yeah.
which has held. But you said something, Robert. You actually answered my question. Candace has to rebuild her organization a lot, and it's not duplicatable.
Right.
And I was going to ask you, through your methodology, is it undoubtedly proven? I mean, is that why you have Candace, you have Demand, they're in your organization, and of course, Demand is going to copy Candace, but I don't see anybody that paying you homage. They all are paying you homage, but I don't see anybody talking about what you talk about.
It's all I can say to that, James, is thank you again for your service with the military. All right. And you know, when you see people that came into the military, wasn't there a group of people that just seemed to get away with just as little as possible? And they
Yes.
were always just like this close to getting
Yes.
a dishonorable discharge.
Yes.
Okay. And so you got that group, which is definitely not Candace and Damon. But then there's other people that I just downloaded a scene from Top Gun. And it's the classic scene where he's standing in front of the general. And the general looks, you do know what your promotion should be by now. I know. But he just won't follow orders. So, in that story, Maverick is the stubborn person, the person that's not willing to follow the rules, the person that not only won't follow the rules, but disobeys orders. And he's still a little bit of a legend. So I've learned that, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And you got to just love up on people and just know it's like not everyone wants to make $1 million a year like me. So some people have the confidence and belief that, if they can make enough money to cover their product or, at least make enough money to show up at the conventions. And that's really all it is for them. And so in a way, if someone's making even a check per year in MDC or some affiliate program, they're still doing better than the 97% of the people that just think it's a scam. You know what I mean? And so I love that people give me homage, but I still give people, you guys know that I have no trouble giving flowers and praise and recognition to the people that went before me. And I still haven't hit their level. You know what I mean? So a direct upline to mine was Jeff Roberti, and I hear the company's having a little bit of troubles. I hope that it figures them out. But, so he's been with the same group of people and they've changed their names. It used to be National Safety Associates in the 80s. And then in 91, they changed their name to Juice Plus. Decided not to sell water and air filters anymore. They sold that division and now just have a fruit pill and a vegetable pill. I know they probably have other things, but Jeff has over 1 million people on AutoShip. So I still admire him. I still look up to him. It's like Jeff Gordon looking up to Richard Petty. Oh, and by the way, a person that he brought into NASCAR named Jimmy Johnson, because there's 3 people that have won 7 world championships, but Jeff Gordon only won 4. So, you just got to, only they can make up their minds whether or not they want to start. See, that's what people don't do. They don't realize that if you looked at anything else in life, James, like my son, Kyle, he goes, I'm going to learn Japanese. One is to make the decision. Second is find a mentor. And 3 is to practice. So what people always do is they always say, well, I don't have time to learn another language, or I don't have time to learn a new way. See, I don't want to say the right way, but there is a way to freedom and massive income in this industry. And when you get up around the people that have made 60 million, 100 million in this industry, they do this business different, radically different. And people just really get stuck in, well, this is the way I've always done it. And I get to call bullshit on that too. Because the way that I used to go to meetings, because they were one-on-one in people's homes, me carrying 2 VHS tapes and having a Thomas guide in my lap. Okay. I would show up at these things because that's the way I knew how to do the business. Right. And then it was weird that if I had to check, then I would get a page, and then I would have to find a phone booth, and then I would have to call them if there was going to be a cancellation. And then it was amazing. Someone came up with a cell phone, and I'm the kind of idiot, James, that just went and go into a phone booth again. Going to get rid of the pager, going to get the cell phone. See, so don't you find it interesting that people that say that they just want to keep doing things the old way are still very selective in the things that they upgrade?
Absolutely.
So, some people that I know that are out there, get this. There's people that I know right now, James. I'll even shout his name out. His name is David Moses. He's one of the biggest guys in this industry. He called me on my cell phone. I think I have a phone call maybe once a month. Didn't leave a voice message. And so I called him back, and this is what his voicemail said. Hey, I'm an old school network marketer. Don't leave a message because I don't listen to them. Send me a text. I sent him a text, and he doesn't respond. There's people that still do business like that in 2024. Craig and I know leaders that if you called them right now on their cell phone, their voicemail still isn't set up.
Oh.
What the hell? And you just got to go, that's pretty damn funny to me.
It is funny. It is funny. Wow.
So you just got to, I don't know why people do the things they do. I think people are funny and they're hilarious. I don't know why they do one things and don't do others. And then some of the stuff that people do, people still crack me up. I look at people in general and just go, man, I have no idea why they do life like that. That is just doesn't make any sense to me. You would think that they would see evidence all over their lives. I'll give you guys one other one because James pulls this out of me. I think we were talking about this on the podcast with Craig and Matt. So you have a person that is just great at creating imagination and flipping your paradigms. So this is one of the things that my mentor said to me, and I want you guys to answer this question, by the way, if it's not current in the past. He said, Robert, what do you get paid an hour? I said, I get paid $15 an hour. And $15 an hour. Okay, this was back in 86, 87. Right? And he goes, I'm confused. I go, why are you confused? And he says, because when I go to get any work done on my car, they charge me $35 an hour. Why would they charge me $35 and only pay you 15? And some of you guys think I'm smart. I went, I never thought of that. See, no one ever brought that to my attention. I never thought about that. He goes, well, is it possible that someone had the imagination to actually create a car dealership? And that car dealership is owned by a person. I said, yeah, it's Mrs. Leo, Filipino lady. And he goes, oh. He says, so you met her? Yeah, she shows up at the Christmas parties. She's not at the dealership? No, she owns it. He goes, interesting. So who runs the dealership? The general manager. I mean, what is wrong with you? Don't you know this stuff? And he's like, so is that the only guy? No, the general manager has a new car manager, a used car manager, and then the service manager and the parts department. So that one person has a person underneath them, and that person has 4 people. Yeah. Where do you fit? Well, the service manager has service writers, and the service writers are each assigned a couple of auto mechanics. Oh, so they charge $35 an hour because money has to be split among all those people. I never thought about that. I said, wouldn't it be neat to have Mrs. Leo's business? She doesn't have a job. He goes, I got one other question for you. I go, go. Is this their only dealership? No, it's not. No, it's not. I go, he goes, what do you mean? And I go, she's got like 11 car dealerships. And he goes, have you worked at other dealerships? I go, I have. Did the owner of that dealership have other dealerships? They did. I work for this guy named Roger Penske. He's not only got the #1 car dealership in the world, but he also has a car dealership in every make and model of automobile. And he goes, so wouldn't you like to know what those people know?
Wow.
Because I guarantee you they do things different than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, well, they got degrees. They're smarter than me. They have people that gave them money. All the bullshit that we pull out of the back of our mind for not wanting to be a person that has tens of thousands of people responsible for their income. I'm not smart enough. I don't know anybody. I'm not a good people person. I even remember one time, James, getting a promotion and asked to be a service manager. It was all based on my work ethic. And this general manager said, Robert, you should be a service manager. I said, no way. I turned it down. And he goes, why would you turn it down? And I said, I get here early in the morning and the service manager's already here. I'm a hard worker. Usually I'm the last person that leaves the automotive side, and the manager's here. He's got all these service managers in the part department and all these auto mechanics that are always pissed off at him. And then he's got to answer to the general manager and the owner. And then when he finally gets home, because he spent so much time at the dealership, he gets his ass chewed by his kids and his wife. There is absolutely no raise that's worth that kind of money. You guys are hearing a guy that was that unaware. I turned down a promotion because it would take a little more of me, James. That someone seen my work ethic and my attitude and believed that I should go up the corporate ladder. I said, no, thanks. No, thanks. I'm just going to be the best damn employee this dealership has. Really got my imagination out there. You know what I mean? I can work more hours. I can work more hours than anybody else. It's like, wow, that good job. So sometimes you got to help people with their imagination. Does that help, James?
It helps me. I want to touch on you talking about Kyle going to Japan.
Yeah.
I want to see the video that he went to from Japan, because 45 years ago, I told my mother I was going in the military, and she said, "Mama, my baby going in the military." My father took me to the map station. My mother had no idea. So I go into the military. Subsequently, 35 years ago, my mother passed. 36 years ago, my father passed. So I lost both my parents within a 6-month span of time. But my imagination was opened because I went to San Antonio, the home of my brother. Then I ended up in Japan.
Wow.
Then I ended up in Korea. There was North Korea there, but I didn't worry about it. I was only about 30 miles from them. I didn't care. Then I ended up in Germany. Then I ended up in Panama. So I've also been to Canada and Mexico, all those places. I haven't been as many places as you, but it opened up my mind to what was truly possible.
Yeah.
And it's because of you that my imagination has been sparked. So I
love that.
determined
You know why?
that
You know
I'm an
why, Kyle?
imaginator.
You know why Kyle wanted to go to Japan?
Why?
Because his grandfather was in the military and he was in Japan and Korea.
Wow.
So, you know, his grandpa always said, yeah, I love Japan. And so my son's going, okay, I want to go there because his grandpa gave him the imagination to go into Japan one day. How many of you guys have, given up on the dreams that you had one time? It's like, hey, bring them all back. Thank you, James. I love you, brother.
I love you too, Robert. You did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
James, thank you so very much. And I gotta say a shout out to James too. Traveling, if you have the opportunity to go international at any point in time and see other cultures and experience other people, do it. Get that passport. That's a good imagination starter right there. Get your passport and think about, like you said, Robert, earlier, think about filling up that passport book.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, let's move on. We got a lot of other people here. We're still waiting. Ola, Tom, Karen first. Debra Grady, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Is my volume okay?
Yes.
So,
How are you?
oh, I am just great. Um, so it's probably been a couple of years since I've been on an AMA with you.
Well,
'Cause,
thank you. We missed you. We missed you.
oh, you have no idea how much I feel like I'm back home. But I had to go out there and use all this wisdom you gave me and training, and so, I've been gone MIA for a couple of years just on my own.
I'm
But
proud of you. I'm
yeah,
proud.
but since this is AMA, I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure,
So,
please.
may I use this platform to say hello to Melody and that I miss you and I hope everything is good. And I'm praying for you.
Are you asking permission to do that, or did you just do
Oh,
that?
I don't need to now. I already did.
Thank you, Deborah. I love your heart. It's
But
Melody. Melody is the OG, the original of promoting Ask Me Anythings. I just love and adore her as well.
so anyway, yeah, so oh, you're just talking about so many good things right up my alley. So I have moved literally 49 times. I've had 49 addresses in my lifetime, and I tell my children my 50th is in a nursing home on a cruise ship. An- so, hey,
Wow.
that's what imagination is for. So
Yeah.
I said, the next time I move, I'm not going into your home or a landline nursing
Right.
home. I'll go into a nursing home on a cruise ship. And where better treatment are you going to get? than-
Yeah. I heard that people were doing that.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I've also had 80 jobs. This is my 80th job, job, and on June 7th, I am retiring and going into business for myself, finally. Yes,
Never
and
too late. Never too late.
never, 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 ever too late. I'm just beginning. So anyway, yeah, I mean, just so many good stuff that you said. And I just want to tell everybody that, when Robert mentored me when I was with him a couple of years ago, I picked him because from 1985, all I did was read books by people like James Tolleson, Napoleon Hill, Jim Rowan, and then I found this man that all my legends in paperback books just oozed through you. And you were
Oh,
the living mentor I was looking for. And just just all the all the just so much good stuff. And even though I had it in here and I hadn't put it into action, that foundation still helped.
yes.
Even if you can't get out there and become an entrepreneur. I think I sent you my first tape from James Tolleson in 1985. And did you see the name of the tape? Dreams. That
Yes.
fits right in with Imaginators. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
yeah, so that was the first tape. My children and I, after dinner, I would make them listen to the tapes with me. And my daughter was 7, my son was almost 6. And one day I'm playing those tapes, and he goes, I know how to spell entrepreneur, entrepreneur, entrepreneur. And so we still, to this day,
Yeah.
he's in his 50s now, to this day, that my first little seed planted in this,
What a
it's just
great
it's just been
story.
so valuable. And then like you turned me on to the 6 phase meditation when I started with you. I had never done anything like that. I have been doing that for probably 3 years now. you know
Yes.
and I mean, I start my morning, I have a morning routine thanks to you. You taught me, you showed me, you planted those seeds. And So it's just, and as far as travel, I'm 40 years, my dad, Air Force 20, Army 20. So that's why I've moved a lot and why I've had a lot of different jobs. My dad was the one that got the one job. I had to get a job everywhere we moved. And so I started when
It's
I
sort
was,
of hard to keep the job when you keep moving. You know what I
that's
mean?
right. So I started when I was 13 years old going door to door selling Hallmark greeting cards.
Lee, I
That was
forgot
my
about those. Yeah.
that was my very, first job. So,
I
um,
sold the grit.
oh,
I
the
sold
grid.
the newspaper.
Yes, I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I started with newspapers, and then someone said to me, "Oh my God, do you know that you can also make money by delivering the grit?" And I was like, that was my multiple streams of income back.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so good. But and I just want to say too that, you're very well known for your three-word, gooder, gooder and gooder. That's three words. Documentation beats conversation. You have lots of those three words. So I'm trying to come up with my three-word thing, but mine's a little bit longer as because of joining you and the Imaginators and stuff. My motto to myself now is you don't have any problems anymore because the solutions are in your imagination.
Dang,
That's from me. That I didn't hear that or see that anywhere else, but that's just what
dang.
the universe or God gave me.
Yeah. And I love it when you find your mantra, your
Andra.
saying, the words or the things that you stand for. Always use those too, Deborah, when people ask you what you do.
Okay, I will.
And because they're just like, whoa, so still to this day, waitresses or people in line will ask me how I'm doing, and I'm just like, blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
I have to tell you what I've told a couple of people that ask me, "How are you?" I go, I'm more blessed than Robert Hollis, and I'm more highly favored than Robert Hollis." Only to a couple of my inner circle friends do I say
Yeah,
that.
it's well, Deborah, thank you for sharing. I just love you. I adore you. And I just, I just, I'm one of the people that are very, very truly full of joy and gratitude that I get to watch your journey.
Ah, you have no
I'm
idea.
just so glad that the master imaginator
Yes.
intersected us. So
Oh, me too.
give me
Because
joy every time I hear you.
well, I love you and appreciate you, and thank you for letting me say what I just said.
You bet. And a lot of people that have been following me for years were introduced to me by Melody Riva. So she's one of the 67 people that have earned over $1 million in commission by doing the silly things that I do. But if you believe they'll work, they'll work. So thank you for giving her a shout out. She's well deserved for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great day. Gotta have a
You
great day.
too.
Thank you, Deborah. And yes, we do love our Melody. Appreciate her. Just before we continue, I got three more hands up. Ola, Tom, and Karen, you guys are coming up. I just wanted to shout out that the most recent podcast that Robert, Matt, and I came out with is available right now. Episode 8, How to Embrace Change. And I posted the link in the chats. Episode 9 will soon be forthcoming. So watch the Robert Hollis YouTube channel for that. That'll be coming out very soon. Episode 9 of Unlimited Wisdom with Robert Hollis, our podcast. So I had to promote that.
Thank you, Craig. And if you don't mind,
I was going to say it should be out by Monday, by the way.
There we go.
So
okay.
ignore my screen. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm making the Imaginators. So
I just spotlighted you, Matt. So
no.
Well, he's okay.
I was
not
gonna say
completely spotlighted. I've got everybody here showing up. Matt, do you want me to spotlight you now and
Sure,
you show what you're doing?
I spotlighted. He's showing people right now.
There you go.
So this is the Imaginator, and then I just made him with AI,
Okay.
and after that I sent that in to Craig, and I was like, "What do you think?" And he said, "There needs to be a female version. There needs to be a woman. It needs to be the Imaginators."
Cool.
And
Let
I'm
me
like,
see.
so I'm in the process of making her right now.
That's
And then they'll
awesome.
go together into one big thing. But yeah,
There we are. Oh,
I'm just rolling
looking
this. I'm
good.
saying I'm just rolling this slot machine right now with the AI. Get myself a good hand that doesn't look weird. So
That's awesome, man. I love you, man.
love you too.
Wow. Lots of great things coming up in the mind of Matthew Hollis. Look out, world. Here he comes. All right. So thank you guys for the indulgence. Let's get on, continue forward. Karen Owens, you are next. So please unmute yourself and share with us.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Karen. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Good, good. I haven't been in a speaking position for a while, but I'm up and running. You guys got me all excited last week singing happy birthday. And the day after y'all sang last Saturday, it was James Saunders' birthday.
Yeah.
A day later. So happy birthday to you, James. Da 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 da. Well, we're talking about a lot of subjects, and I had some notes from the front. The travel is definitely is a hot spot for me.
Yeah.
And with our MDC High Life travel, I keep accumulating and accumulating all these nice miles and everything. And I'm just wondering, are people using them? I haven't really had a need to use them yet, but I want to take that cruise. Maybe I'll have enough miles to go permanently retire with these Brand Bucks miles on a cruise ship there with Deborah. I know that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, there's it's funny when you get in certain circles, just like every one of our products. It's fun to see that group of people around. I don't know, Jefferson Santos.
Yeah.
I know he's got a group of people that and I get to say a little surprise. But in May, at the beginning of May, there's going to be Josh let it slip a little bit in the monthly meeting, if you guys watched it. And so you think that High Life Travel is a very attractive product right now. Wait until May.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so it's going to be they're just going to put a lot of emphasis. I was blessed to be in a travel company before called
Right.
Pro Travel. And what was unique about Pro Travel is we were all travel agents. And so there was a whole group of people that did nothing but call resorts all over the world and got us discounts. We went on a 3-day cruise for $16. And then we would go to these resorts that was all inclusive. Everything was there. And it was like $35 a night. And the rooms were like suites. And so there's really good people out there that know how to use the buying power of all the people that are part of High Life Travel. And that's one thing that people are not realizing. Every time they buy Brand Bucks, they're getting more accumulated reward points. And so there's going to be some neat things where people can cash those in, Karen. And I'll see you at those places.
That is totally awesome. I know some of the other companies, Dream Trips, or there's a couple of others that do curated travels, and I know it's been talked about before. And so that's really great. Looking forward. But yeah, I also like James too. I mean, I'm a little bit older than he is. 50 years going into the 50 years ago going into the military and going
Thank you for
and then also my first assignment and everything after school and stuff was Korea via Japan. So I was excited to hear about Kyle going to Japan because it is halfway around the world from the East Coast. And maybe people know or don't know, but back in that day, in the later 70s, Korea had curfew at midnight. They locked down the country, South Korea, and so when they're bringing the military in for their new assignments and everything, you stayed overnight in Tokyo. So we spent overnight in Tokyo in a fancy hotel, bussed out from the airport to the Tokyo hotel, getting up the next morning and going through all that. Oh my goodness, so congested, to the airport to then fly to Korea, arrive during the day. And I worked with one of those three-letter agencies, working in beeps and squeaks. And so when you get off the bus and there's 40 people, they said, all right, these names, you're going over to the repo station in Seoul, Korea. Oh, who's these other two? Same last name. Me and my first husband on unaccompanied tour at the same time.
Wow.
He was a Korean linguist. And they says, you people are going over here, because we were the only two that were going to that more remote station at the time. So just crazy stuff. But
hey, it's again, thank you for you and James, your service, and all the other people that have served our country and others. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Karen.
And one more question on 501c3s. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. I observed from the way we know you work with the children and you work with Matthew and Angel, that obviously you have your own foundation.
Yes.
But then your foundation also contributes to Angel and Matthew's organization. So
correct.
I actually found right under my nose here in Atlanta, Georgia, there's anybody know Zach Brown Band?
Yeah.
15 miles from my house, he has Camp Southern Ground, which he established. I think it's been in operation like 12 years or something.
Sure.
But I could literally even get in my truck and drive down there and knock on his gate. And they do military programs. They support active military families, spouses, kids, summer camps, all kinds of things in that direction. And it's an inclusive camp too. They do a military one, then they do one for kids with special needs, I can't get it right, but kids that don't have issues, and then those who do have issues, ages 7 to 17, and they run series of camps. Now there's funding levels and all kinds of stuff. So that organization, I think, is one that earn the money, earn money in MDC, become one of the donors. You can donate at any level, but it's right down the road and you can participate and go down and visit the kids at the camp.
That is so cool. Yeah, I just know that the world's awareness has to continue to go in this direction. And there's a bunch of people that there's a lot of people that are in our generation that we're going to leave like $19 trillion to our kids and grandkids.
Oh, Deborah asked where I live. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know. We hit the sweet spot with getting assigned here in 1990, but Fort McPherson used to be here. Now it's Tyler Perry Studios and Fort Gillum, but our home is like 15 miles southeast of Atlanta, Hartsfield Airport. Yeah. So, and then on the other side, 15 miles down the road, we got the racetrack. We have NASCAR racetrack. We're going to have a huge international soccer organization that's coming in, going to train the Olympic teams. And all kinds of other people. So I'm not moving anywhere. This house is staying here, and I'm staying for now till I get on the cruise ship with Deborah.
There you go. Karen, thank you so much for
Anyway.
sharing. There's so many people out there that have incredible notoriety and done some great things, but no one ever talks about the charities that they created, the foundations they created, and how many people that they've helped over the years. And so thanks for sharing that with us, Karen. I love you.
Thanks, Robert, and see you on the dailies. I'm working on my daily stuff too. So thanks, everybody. Nice catching up with everybody.
Yeah.
Deborah, thank you so very, Karen, thank you so very much. You mentioned Deborah. You got that in my head. So, but Karen, thank you so very much. Appreciate you. All right, Ola is coming up. Tom Booth, thank you so much for your patience. Let's go ahead, get you to unmute, and please share with us.
All right. Well, thank you. Hello, Robert. And
hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. Your presentation earlier today on the One Teamworks was unbelievable. You know, it's
thank you very much.
Very good, but it was the highlight. You know, and so you know, I have to re-listen to that about 5 times, especially your concluding clip. And real quick, 2 things before I ask my question. I had to give a shout out to Karen for those awesome yellow glasses she has. They really stand out. So that's the. And then I have a wonderful affiliate on here. I guess he's not on the Zoom. He's on the YouTube, I think. General Lennox, and he's paying attention. He's an awesome guy. He's dialed in. It's an honor to know him, and just wanted to say hi to the General. I know he's
welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Tom, for inviting him.
So my question really has to do with the tap to trade, and. Right. And I know, you know, I've got everything kind of set up, you know, with a Meta 5 account through Ox Securities. And so, but I mean, I don't have any money in there. So I was thinking that they want you to put in an X amount, otherwise it won't transfer, but you're trading with a real small percentage anyway. Yeah. Do you know, can you come in with 100 or 200 or 500, or do you know any, or do I need to ask someone else?
Yeah, it's like I said at the very beginning, Tom, there's things that I know and then things that I don't know.
Same here.
Yeah. And you know, I totally understand why people, me and Matt and Craig were just talking about this. Me personally, here's where I think people get in trouble when they diversify. Peters and Linda said, you open with 500. You know, me, I dabbled in it, but I knew immediately that I was not going to do my 10,000 hours to master that. And so when you look at investing, you look at real estate, you look at, you know, being good on the stock market, there's all these things that I've attempted over the years to invest in, and it just hasn't worked for me. And the reason that it hasn't worked for me is my inability to imagine it to be. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I know a lot of people get in network marketing, they treat network marketing like the lottery. And I'm just very understanding at 62 now that if I'm going to take my hard-earned money and put it into something, that it needs my attention. So I know some people out there that have a lack of imagination, that they don't think that they can do what I do. So that's why they'll do the wholesale to retail stuff, or they'll do Akashics, or like Karen said, high life travel. And I'm telling everyone, that's why we all have different DNAs. So I know Maddie Pips and those people, there's a girl in UK right now that was posting. One of the things I love about the whole concept of figuring out Akashics is it's like, that's okay to post that you made 10 grand today and put that on social media if you're doing trading. It's like, it's okay for Forbes to list the amount of people and how much they're worth. It's just that people get a little mad if someone does that with a business opportunity. It's very interesting. Very interesting that Robert, please do us a favor. Tell people about the income disclosure statement if you tell people how much you made. But if I was in Akashic, it was like, you know, and me, actually, Craig and Matt and I were talking about that yesterday. You know, like say you invested $500 and you got 100% return on your income. That's $500. Oh, Robert, but understand you can compound it. All right, I get it. So now you're betting 1,000, or I'm sorry, not betting, investing 1,000. You double that, that turns into 2. I get that. Tom, do you know that I make over $2,200 a day and have done it every day for 6 years?
Pretty darn good.
I would like someone to figure out. I always bring it up, but no one sends me a email. It's like, so I spend $2,400 a year on my subscription of Brand Bucks, and so that 2,400. No, wait a minute. It's not investment because I actually bought product. Oh yeah, I bought product with that $2,400 a year and used the product. And it's a tax write-off because it's my business. And then MDC pays me $1 million for doing that. So when people want to try to mess with me about, Robert, you don't know how much we're killing it in the investment world. And I'm going, my 1 month return is better than your last 5-year return. And I'm using the same principles: compounding, leverage, residual. Yep. I'm using the same ones. And people go, I just don't understand that. I said, until you understand or imagine having 1,000 people or 2,000 or 10,000 people responsible for your income, you're never going to get it. So that's my thoughts.
That's a good thought. You know, I've just been kind of watching it. I do subscribe to Akajics, but it's a lot to learn, and I'm not really comfortable with trading.
Yeah,
I get bored with math, and but I thought tap to trade might be, you know, pick up a couple of $100, but it's not going to be phenomenal unless you put a lot in, which is risky because you can lose it all easily.
It's like, you know, so if I wanted to play an organ for, you know, my church and have everybody want me to do it, how much time does that take, Tom?
Might take a few years.
You know, how long will it be before I'm in a concert hall singing tenor?
Well, if you have a good voice, 6 months to a year, but you know, it depends on the musicianship. Yeah, it's not an overnight thing, and then you could be booed right out of the hall. But
the whole thing is committing to that 10,000 hours of practice.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way I look at everything. When people ask me, you know, well, Robert, why aren't you focused? Even you were a mechanic. Why aren't you focused on FFX? Because I got taught 37 years ago how to have a different paradigm. And so that paradigm, Tom, I'll give it to you because you brought it out of me, is my mentor. If you heard me describe, I'm like, so, you know, I know that Candace was brought up on this Zoom and asked me anything. If you guys would have seen me when I first got involved in network marketing 37 years ago, the guy that brought me in believed in a guy named Wes Martin. His name was Peter Wilson. And Wes Martin won awards for selling Britannica encyclopedias. So how did you think that he taught me how to do network marketing? Door to door. Door to door, being the best water filter and product salesperson. So someone got my attention for 2 weeks before I met Bill, my mentor in San Diego. And, I was just like, I'll learn this. I'll learn this. And so when people said to me, I don't understand how it works, I would go, well, 1 pound of granular activated carbon, which is also, silver impregnated to stop a bacteria, has the same absorption rate as 6 football fields. And so that carbon actually soaks all the chemicals out. In fact, it's known to take out, 2,365 known chemicals. And people would go, whoa. And then I'd have a person go, well, how many chemicals are in our tap water? According to Ralph Nader, ran for president. He was a consumer advocate. It's right around 6,000. So yours takes out 2,500 and there's 6,000 chemicals in it. Yeah. Is there a water filter that takes it all out? Yeah. Reverse osmosis. Well, thanks a lot for the education. I'll go down and get one of those reverse osmosis machines. See, it was like, I got so good at understanding the product and explaining it to people that I would make them, I even had this, sales close, right? Tom, listen, between you and I, it's okay that you and the people that taught you are idiots. But don't let your pets and children drink this water. It's okay for us to be idiots. Because I always get people going, oh, my dad's alive, my grandpa's alive, I'm alive. We all drink tap water. See, I'm going to allow you to be an idiot on that. But your pets and your children don't have a choice. You're supposed to be their protector. Yeah, like that's the worst clothes in the world. No, people bought it, but they didn't buy it from me. So here I became a water filter and an air filter, person. And then, the whole story of, watching a guy walk to stage, you want to make money? Yes, no. Got me to another person that just happened to be trained by Larry Thompson and Larry Huff. And that person was taught by Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn was taught by Earl Schultz. That was taught by Rich Schnackenberger. So it's like all of a sudden you get introduced to the real Yodas. And I'm like, oh my God, they don't do anything the way I do. So as a human being, Tom, it is pretty interesting to watch our minds go from the imagination to settling. The imagination to settling. The imagination to settling. So it's like we stretch our dream circle, our imagination circle, and then we look at our income and our lifestyle and our complacency and our procrastination, and then it shrinks that imagination right back down. So I don't care what product you love to learn about. If you walked around our house, you would see all kinds of products, not only from MDC, but other companies. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Because I believe in this industry, and the companies in this industry truly, truly make the best products in the world. No doubt in my mind. You got to have better value than the next guy. Right. So yeah, I use all kinds of products from all different kinds of companies. And believe it or not, I did that before I got in this industry. It's like I actually get my shampoo from a different company than I get my coffee from. I don't know if you guys really realize this happens, but and the people that I buy my coffee from, they don't make oil filters. You know what I mean? So I gotta, You know, if you guys really realized how many things we buy from different companies, and it's like, wait a minute, what if I could get it at a cheaper price and share an affiliate with others and make money? So there's people out there that still love the digital world and they love the crypto world, the Forex world. Like Matty Pips, he should be doing exactly what he's doing. Those kids are those kids are sharp. They are super, super sharp. That's the way they want to do the business. And I think it's amazing. It's just amazing. So that was a long answer to $500. I'm sorry, Tom.
No, well, if I lost it, I would need a long answer for it. So
that is like one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time. That is so true. It's like, hey, how'd you lose your money? Hey, it's takes a lot of brilliance right there to lose the money. You know, it's like just invest in stuff you know nothing about. And I've seen this over and over and over again. Every person I know that has made a lot of money has lost a lot of money. It's like this common theme that you get good at one thing and everyone tells you that you're the greatest since sliced bread. And the evidence show that you know what the hell you're doing. So then why not diversify? You don't understand Warren Buffett's model. He's not diversified. He buys successful companies. He bought Berkshire Hathaway. That was a tile company. Turned that into an investment company and started buying companies like Fruit of the Loom, Dairy Queen, Geico Insurance, Pampered Chef. People go, he's diversifying. No, he's not. Diversifying is different than buying companies that are producers. How is that diversifying? He has nothing to do with Fruit of the Loom, except own a majority of them. So that's where people get this. So, you know, you always
very
hear
true. Just what you said. Wayne Newton, who was the highest paid entertainer in the whole world during his heyday, and very successful at it, played a lot of instruments. People just thronged to Las Vegas to hear him. He started investing in a lot of other things, and he ended up going bankrupt, had to sell his ranch, sell off his horses. He invested in casinos all across the country. And, you know, that wasn't his forte.
Not.
You know, and it's sad. He's on tour again. He's coming to Illinois next month to a concert. And a friend of mine's going to play it, but he's having to rent his tuxedo. And, you know, I'm sure he's just, he's out there. He's 81 or 82, just needs some money. And because he just got wiped out. And he, you know, it's one thing to like, hey, why don't you buy a couple of rental houses? Okay, I'll do that. Then stop. Don't try to buy 100, you know, because you're not Donald Trump. You're not Grant Cardone. And, you know, I mean, unless you really have that talent and it's all consuming. It's not like you can just dabble in it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
you know, Willie Nelson, God, they've estimated how many hundreds of millions of dollars this guy has earned. And then he gives it to a couple of guys that said, let's take your, you know, your millions and turn it into hundreds of millions. And the next thing he knows, he's in court with the IRS begging the judge to please let me just continue to do concerts to pay off this debt. My God. And lost his farm, lost his everything. And he had a large enough fan base that stepped in and went to the auction and bought all his stuff back. But I guarantee if you go to Willie Nelson today and say, hey, I got something you can invest in, it'd be like, hey, I got that t-shirt. You know, I'm gonna just you know, love life and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm gifted to do.
good advice. Thank you, Robert. That makes sense.
Tom. Thank you very much. I love you.
Tom, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. I see Matt is working hard on our Imaginator characters. Do you want to show us, Matt? You want me to?
He's got like a couple now.
Yeah, you can't just have, Imaginators aren't just men, right? So no, I was just making like a poster or something because my dad had this idea of taking like the Superman concept, right? Of the way Superman has like the cape and the big symbol. So I took that and I made this guy with the Imaginator symbol, and then now I've got a woman there as well. So here, let me pull that back up.
That's did you see the chat? Everybody wanted you to fix the what did they call
Fix
it?
what?
Everyone was saying that you needed to fix the I want to use their words. Deborah, what did you say that he needed to fix?
Anatomy.
Oh, the anatomy. See, that word's way too big for me.
I said, well, it was nicer than, you know, I mean, it's, he copied.
That's why I wanted you to use your word.
So I said, yeah, because he's not, I said, work on next the anatomy, like below her waist. It still looks like the male.
Right. No, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I know. I was just a suggestion to
You
start.
check this out. Watch.
Because it's that. I mean, I'm sorry.
Listen, there's a reason. There's a reason the screen was blank for a while. I've been trying to fix this area. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I hope we don't get banned off YouTube now.
No,
I'm sorry you asked.
Hey, I know that some of you guys have difficulty getting people that promote AMA. You just say, listen, you don't understand what they're talking about. They're talking about anatomy on the AMA. And then they're going to have to watch the whole thing to see what we're talking about.
There you go.
Deborah, thank you for coming on and sharing that word because it had escaped me. I didn't know where to go. I didn't. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Go.
So
yeah. Peter and Linda says, "OMG, my virgin ears."
That's funny.
Thank you for sharing, Matt. It's looking great. It really is.
Okay, let's
just for fun.
All right.
I'm taking up too much of my dad's Ask Me Anything. It's not Ask Matt Anything.
All right.
Have a good one.
Let's go ahead and bring in Ola as our last AMA today. Ola, go ahead, unmute yourself and share with us.
Hello, Robert.
Hi, Ola. How are you, man?
I'm blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved.
Woo! Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
See, I learn.
You
but I was about to take up something that you answered this. I was about to ask you if you ever tried investing, because you have mastered the business space. But yeah, now I got that answered.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to recommend a book. Have you read this yet?
Jenna's book? No, I haven't. I need her to turn it into audio for me.
Yeah, okay. Do that. Ask her to do that, because that book was fantastic. So good.
Good. I based on your recommendation. You guys are making me say words that are over 5 letters. So I mean, it's
yeah.
Thank you, Ola. Any other questions, man?
I don't think that, not right now.
Do you have a clue of how proud I am of you?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I have one question. You brought it up right now. What would be your best advice how to promote like you? How shall I promote you? Or, I want to have many guests here.
Melody is a master at this. You you got to tell personal stories on how you feel that
Okay.
Melody and I have changed the trajectory of your life.
You have 100%. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's easy for me to promote Josh, Jenna, Melody, because if you just come from your heart instead of thinking, you can't mess that up. It's
awesome.
impossible to mess up. So all you got to do is go, all I can tell you is before I met Ola, if you went into Wikipedia and put in clueless, my picture showed up.
Yeah.
And when you're clueless and you don't know that you don't know, you just do your best to try to survive. And I just got sick and tired of being that way. And I sort of went, God, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to life. Yeah, to contribute more, to be more fulfilled. And I ran into this incredible woman named Melody Ryba, and she introduced me to Ola. And ever since I started plugging into Ola and listening to his wisdom, it's altered and changed my life.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce you to him. Is that possible?
So easy when you say it. It's so easy. It's like,
Yeah, and it's all you need to do is ask a few questions from people, because don't you guys realize that a majority of the people don't really care how much someone's done or did? They want to know if they're a good person or not. So we get
that's true.
caught up in well, why wouldn't you tell everyone that Ola's a super affiliate, that he's made $60 million, that he's authored 2 books, and he's helped 67 people become millionaires, and 9 of them own their own company. When you say that stuff in this day and age, the person never heard anything in that whole introduction of what's in it for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we need to change because the world's changing. And so, Ola, I remember when you wanted to introduce me to somebody, to just say, hey, this is my friend. And he's really helped a lot of people. He's helping me right now. And I want to introduce you to him.
Simple. Yeah. Yeah.
It really, really is, because I think there used to be a time when going overboard on that kind of edification was okay, because most of us had, maybe 8 or 9 employees that we hung out with, and 4 or 5 family members that we hung out with, maybe a couple of friends from high school. So there needed to be a reason, Ola, to get our asses in a car and drive to a convention center or drive to another city or a hotel.
Yeah.
See? So, and I've never said this on any webinar ever. So when people go, well, this is what we used to do. For respect level, we used to address each other as Mrs. and Mr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to
Yes.
introduce you to Mr. Hollis, because now you already edified this person. Now they get to stand on stage and say, listen, I'm nobody, which brings them humble. And now what they do during their presentation is do as many times is to get the person go, yeah, me, yeah, me, yeah, me, and the job of the person presenting is to relate with other people. Well, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, in a blink of an eye, someone came out with an affordable VHS tape and VHS player. All right.
Yeah.
That turned into a CD, that turned into a DVD, that turned into putting videos online. And now
Yeah.
people are, when you introduce people to things, one is you got 8 seconds to get their attention. The second thing is, how fast do you think we should sort people to see if they're interested?
As fast as you can.
Because you should say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. So when people see how I build a business and I tell them what video to send, and the very first thing that you see when I'm on that video is I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm going to log into Connecticut. It's my credit union. And I just want to show you the money that's deposited in my account. Isn't this directly saying this is why you have to stick around for more than 8 seconds?
Yeah, it does.
And the next goal is to get them to another 8 seconds. And the next goal is to get them to another 8 seconds. So the person will tell you immediately they're not interested. And my thought is, so then why would you want to persuade or convince this person or close this person if they're not interested?
Exactly.
It's mind-boggling to me that there's a group of people on this planet that still thinks that's the way to do the business. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? So we know people out there now that do online advertising to one page that gets a high conversion rate, and then they sell people stuff.
Yeah.
And make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be in a market that takes advantage of people when I already know that they have no imagination and I just took money from them. That's not me. How do I know that's not me? I tried it.
Yeah. I know
I
you
tried
felt bad. You said one time when you were into coaching that you felt very bad when you coached someone and they didn't do what you said anyway. And they paid a lot of money.
We kept raising the cost. Our one client gave us $100,000.
Didn't do anything.
And we put together an event for him. And he co-headlined an event to me. Guess how many people he had at the event? So me and Matt not only created an event for him, but we got people to go to Dallas and stay in a hotel. Melody was there. And I was the only one, along with Melody, and all of our people were there to promote this guy.
Yeah.
When we stopped doing events for him, he no longer was interested. I'm not going to do any of the stuff that you. Well, wait a minute. I got it to your imagination. You told me what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You wanted to be the next Tony Robbins. We did everything that you needed. And now that we're not there, you're not going to do it. So it doesn't make a difference if people give you a bunch of money or a little bit of money. If you can't help them with their imagination, it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, true.
So, Olin, you always ask great questions. I love and appreciate you. And again, I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. And I love you too.
You bet. All right, you guys, let's close this thing out.
Oh my goodness. What a great AMA. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And thank you for making it that way. First of all, I got to give a shout out to Chris Galea. Chris, my friend, thank you so very much. Number one donation, his first time super on the YouTube chat. And thank you so much. All of the money collected on the super chats will go to charities that Robert supports. So we thank you. Just look for that $sign within the little box below the chat in YouTube. And thank you so very, very much. And for those of you who have participated, I will tell you who did, and we got to give a shout out to them as well. Coach Bob Johnson, Bill Shoemaker, James Saunders, Debra Grady, Karen Owens, Tom Booth, Ola Meyer, and we appreciate all of you participating. Also, thank you so much to Matt Hollis, because he is our foundation. He is our executive producer. He's the gentleman behind the scenes who helps put this whole thing together. Matt, my friend, bless you and thank you so much. And of course, thank you for joining us, for being part of the AMA, the Ask Me Anything with Robert Hollis. We appreciate you. Please share this video with others. Please share and subscribe to our channel and share all of the videos that we produce. It helps us to get the word out so that the people that have ears can hear what we have to share. And we appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, Melody, I agree. Matthew is the wizard behind the curtain, our Wizard of Oz.
I found a solution to my problem.
Okay.
And it was just to crop the bottom completely off. So
okay. Well, you'll eventually get the full body, right?
Well, I kept working on it, and I was just like, why am I trying to do this when I should just cut them in half and then have AI regenerate their legs until I get what I want? So
there we go.
So now I'm trying to think of what she should say. So what do you guys think before we go? I got him saying, join us. What should she say? Maybe the ladies have an idea.
What she should say is, I already told you.
and Arthur is agreeing in agreement.
How many women want to agree with me right now? You know,
That's funny.
He's the big muscular guy going, join us. And she's like, I already told them that.
I'll have to think of a shortening of that. I'll go to GPT.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. And if you want to save the chat,
I like that. Melody
already...
said I've been saying, which is good. I like that one.
Or Kai even follow that up with told you so.
Told you so. Yeah, that's
Look, here's our Imaginators going at it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
We used to say all the time, it's the duh factor. You know, duh.
Oh, okay. So then that's what she says. Duh.
Duh.
No.
Oh my God. Perfect.
And also, if you want to save all of the information, we got amazing downloads today, and there are a lot of links that we shared with everybody in the chats, both on YouTube and here in Zoom. YouTube, you got your chat in the chat, but I will also make sure that it gets in the description below once we finish our Zoom today, or our broadcast. For those of you in Zoom, very simple to download all of that information. Click on the 3 dots in the meeting chat area next to the title of the Zoom, and then click on Save Chat. It will download to your computer at the conclusion. So thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We love you and we appreciate you. And as we get ready to say so long, I'm going to unmute the room so we can all do so. Be good to yourselves. Be casual. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Tom. Bye, Olga. Bye, Robert. Bye, Craig. Bye, Matthew. Bye, Debra Grady.
Thank you all so much.
Bye, James. Bye, Bill.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Chris.
Happy Eclipse.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Lisa.
Hey, puppy dogs.
For everyone.
Hey, Kai. Hey, Kai. Hi, Sarah.
Oh.
Sarah. Hi, Mike. Hi, Jody.
That's Rue, right?
Special to me.
Yeah.
Hi, Rue.
Hi, Rue. Hi, Bill.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jody.
Lisa Marie.
Hi, Lisa.
Aaron and Noah. Thank you very much.
Hey, Matt,
Love you guys.
Matt, read your message.
Will do.